Hi Safemoon, this is Tiberious. This is my first video coming at you about anything Safemoon related, about any related of any kind. But I wanted to get this video out. I wanted to talk about something that was I thought worth talking about. The consolidation. Now this has been going on for a few days now, and I really haven't been paying a lot of attention. Well, today I started paying some attention to it. I've read a few posts and I've listened to a few people talking about it, and there's a lot of things going on about should we consolidate, should we do a burn, what's the purpose of this, and then others, particularly Safemoon Joe. Joe, I love your show. I love it. I listen to it, watch you every day. But you're talking about this is not going to change anything. You know, if you have $100 today, you're going to have $100 tomorrow. So I really got to thinking about that, and the math. I'm not a mathematician by no means, but the math just was not setting right with me. So I had to start doing a little figuring here, and so this is what I think that I have. Now I'm gonna give you what I understand to be the consolidation, what it is. And now if I've got it wrong, then I may, because like I said, I have not been paying any attention to this for the past couple of 3 days. And then today I really started looking at it. So I was just digging around Reddit and things like that. And so I just had to dig, and I might have missed some posts, and I didn't read everything. So this is what I think it is. So based off of content that I have consumed. But the consolidation is to shorten or make smaller the number of available tokens that we have, and not a burn, because the burn would increase the value too much too fast. And I get that. I'm right on board with that. But the consolidation is going to just, in essence, move a decimal point left. It's kind of exit stage left. And so that is going to, in essence, make our value per token. Let's talk about one token. The value of one token is no longer going to be 5 zeros. 134 is the last time I looked. I don't know what it is now. But it's no longer going to be 5 zeros, 134. It's going to be whatever those zeros are. Now, I saw on Reddit today, somebody posted that they were looking at doing a 5-0 shift. So we have 5 zeros, like I just said, 5 zeros, 134, I think. So a 5-0 shift at left. So that would have us 5 zeros, I believe, would have us at $1, not a penny, but $1. Earlier today, I was thinking that it would have us at a penny, but I believe it's at $1. But then I also read in that same post on Reddit that the value, or the number of tokens that each member of the Safemoon community had, would also shift left. That the decimal would shift left. I'm making the assumption that if it's a shift left 0 in the consolidation for the overall number of tokens, that it would be the same shift left per 0 in the number of tokens that you own. So if it was a 5-0 shift left, say if you have a billion, I heard Joe, you talked about the Billy Club. That's the first that I heard of that. But let's say the Billy Club, right? I happen to be a member of that as well, and I take a lot of pride in that. A lot of hard work and a lot of time to get to that. But I won't say exactly how many, but a lot of time in that. But so let's say, for argument's sake, because this is the number that I worked with arbitrarily, that we have 1 billion, right? So if we moved left of center 5 zeros, right? 5 zeros, right? So now we have $1. If you have 1 billion, right? That's 9 zeros, right? Now we move left of center 5 zeros. Now we have 4 zeros. We have 10,000. Now, I get what everybody is saying about the value is going to be the same. If 1 billion equals $10,000 right now, then 1 billion equals $10,000. Well, 10,000 will be $10,000 post consolidation. Okay, right there with you on this. Now, this is where I start to go down a little bit different path, I think, than some of you that are really for the consolidation. So let's jump back a minute. Now, before consolidation, we've been talking a lot about when are we going to hit a penny? When can we hit a penny? And I know that a lot of people out here in the community are not members of the Billy Club, I think is what it's called. Again, first time I heard about it today. But each of you have the number of tokens you have, and that is what you have worked for, and I applaud you all for that, because each and every one of you have done the same as me. I assume that you've taken the pennies and the scraped together here and there, and you've put together what you can afford, and you've put it in there, right? Well, that's kind of what I've done. But you've got what you've got, and you're proud of it. I know I'm proud of what I've got. And I'm looking towards the future. I mean, I'm happy with what I have today, but I'm looking at tomorrow and what tomorrow brings, right? So when we have 5 zeros and a number, right? And now we add a wallet, we add the V2, we add an exchange, we add a blockchain, and then we continue on down this path, right? And our numbers start to, we have products, right? And we show the world, the Safemoon world, or we show the world Safemoon, right? And John Caroni, I know that you know what you're doing. You've got some great help in your corner, and I know that you're using it, and kudos to you. I wish when I was your age that I had used some of that help that I could have had in my corner, and I chose to do things the hard way. So kudos to you for using that help. I'm proud for you. But when we are going up in price, people are going to be buying when we are at the 5 zeros. 4 zeros, what have you. People are going to buy exorbitant amounts of Safemoon, right? I think, this is my opinion. All this, absolutely my opinion, right? This is just Tiberious. But people are going to buy more than 10, more than 20, more than 100. Keep that in mind. Keep those numbers in mind. I'll come back to that. They're going to be buying $500 worth, $1,000 worth. They're going to be buying, some of these investors are going to be buying, multi-$1,000s worth. But we don't want just the investor from New York. We don't want the investors from Silicon Valley. We want those guys. Yeah, we want them in here because that's some good financial backing, right? It's good. But we still want mom and pop. We still want the yous and me's. This is my first cryptocurrency. I fell upon it from TikTok. I got a hold of the right message at the right time, and I got in March. So I have learned a lot since then. A lot of questions, a lot of things, but Safemoon needs to be something that is there for mom and pop. I really do, that are still learning. But when they come in, if they come in and the price is too high, they're not gonna do it. But we'll get back to that. So when the price is low like it is, and it eases up. Now, granted, we want it to ease up, fairly quickly, but it eases up. People are going to buy on the way up, and it might have some ups and downs, but it's going to, cruise up. But if we do this consolidation, no, let's back up. So as it cruises up, if you have a billion tokens, right now, when it gets to 1 penny, tax before taxes, we're talking about, from right now, when it gets to 1 penny, if you have 1 billion and it never changes, you never get any tokenomics, but 1 billion, you have $10 million worth. $10 million worth of Safemoon when it gets to 1 penny. Okay. Now, think about that. $10 million. Now, let's flip this around to post-consolidation. We had a billion, and if I understand things correctly, consolidation is you moved left 5 zeros. So now of the billion, you moved left 5 zeros. So now you have 10,000. So now you multiply 10,000 by a number that gets you to 10 million. Guess what that number is? Most of you that are mathematicians are sitting there saying, that crazy idiot doesn't know. It's 1,000. Yeah, 1,000. Right? 10,000 times 1,000 will get you to 10 million. So in order for us to get the same value out of Safemoon per token that we will get out of the value when it hits 1 cent today, it has to be worth $1,000 tomorrow. So my question is, how many people are going to be buying Safemoon when it's $1,000 a pop? How many are going to be buying it when it's $500 a pop? I mean, I know that I complain a lot about BNB when it was 200 and then it climbed up to 700. I don't know how many remember back in early April when Safemoon went parabolic, and that took BNB up to $700 almost overnight. But it was because Safemoon was selling through the roof. But that just went nuts. And it was great for people holding a little BNB. But when it gets up there like that, the newbies aren't going to be wanting to buy. They're not. So we're going to miss out on a lot of people, a lot of new investors by doing this consolidation, I think. I don't argue. I'm not arguing that at the time of conversion that pound for pound we're not right there, but post pound for pound, I don't think maybe by the time it gets to $100, I think that that's where we're going to start leaving people behind. Maybe even $50 a pop. I mean, we're going to love it. We're going to love seeing it, but it's not going to be worth, a few $1,000s. Not anything like what we expected. It's just not. And the time that it's going to take to get to that $1,000 mark, it's going to be a few years. I think a lot longer by many rotations of this earth or many cycles of the sun. It's going to take many more than it would have taken to get to a penny. But now let's talk about why we're doing it, right? So it's to pair the Bitcoin and the Ethereum. And I get, 5 zeros and a number, right? So 5 zeros, 134. And then you got, $40,000, $45,000 plus for one Bitcoin. and you're trying to buy one Bitcoin with Safemoon, and yeah, that number is, you can't see my hands here because it's not on the computer screen, but it's a big number, and it's not going to work. It's not going to fit. I have an idea. I mean, it's pretty simple to me. Now, I have done this in computing. I work in IT. I'm a software test engineer, and I have been tasked many times by some of the largest companies in the world to come up with impossible solutions to impossible problems. And I do this. That's what I do for a living. The easiest way to do this. So if you have that many zeros, then you just assign an intrinsical value to a single digit. So if you want to, inside of your exchange, you say I'm going to make this up, one crypto Safemoon equals whatever the exchange rate is, but it's shown as a 1 inside the exchange. So if you need one crypto Safemoon, which is equal to all those zeros, right? Then 1, or you create a book. Remember, those of you my age will remember the green stamp book. Only those of you my age will remember the green stamp book. You had the green stamps that had the 20 and the 50 and the 10 and the ones, right? It's the same concept. You set pre-assigned values so that you get pre-assigned, and so you can do that type of function within the exchange so that you're not dealing with all those ones and zeros, right? You're dealing with only single digits, and you can set the value however you want and make it fit into whatever character length you want. It's not hard, and it's automatic. I mean, you can write it into the code, so simple. And once the exchange, it reads the number, and then it says, okay, well, this is what we got. So now we're going to assign it this intrinsical value, and that is what we're going to display. Now, behind the scenes, well, it's going to have the real number. But your database, I mean, just don't put a char limit on your database, right? So, I mean, I'm assuming, I know you're not because I saw the blades. You're not running an Access database. You're not running this in Excel, right? So don't put a char limit. Or if you have a limit, set it large enough to handle that traffic. But then you can do this without having to consolidate. If there's other reasons, then tell me. Or tell anybody. I am looking at this from a problematic point of view. How can we make us all money? How can we get new people into the ecosystem here and continue to grow, but grow at a rate that our investments, the investments that we have today, mean the same thing tomorrow? I get that the value will be the same the minute you flip that switch, but that value will start declining. It will start a downward trend minutes after. It may be a slow trend, but it will be a trend because we're not gaining at the same pace. People are sooner or later not going to be joining. They're not going to be coming in. When you're in the exchange rate and you're talking about gas, you're talking about people buying, instead of buying 100 Safemoon to handle the gas for 15 transactions, you're talking about somebody buying 1/10 of a Safemoon to handle the gas for your transaction fees. So, I mean, one for one, guys. I mean, I don't, there's smarter people out there than me. There's mathematicians. Guys, what do you think? Now, I know some of you are just going to crucify me. That's okay. Hey, I'm Tiberious 502. Twitter, I don't care. I'm going to put this on Reddit. You'll be seeing it there. So crucify me. I'm a big boy. I wear big boy breeches. And I was going to say pants, but I said breeches. I am from the South, and guys, I don't care if you give me uh, constructive criticism, unconstructive criticism. This is just ideas from me. Some of you are going to hear it and understand what I'm giving. I'm giving a constructive criticism. My two cents. It's not hurting. I'm not saying any negative about Safemoon. I'm giving opportunities for other ideas and how I see it. I might be wrong. Help me understand. Help me get a better idea of how things are going. I got another idea. The I had this. I spoke about it a couple of times on Twitter. Papa, you've got that security system, man, that encryption. You know, I was thinking about this one night a few weeks ago. I couldn't sleep, and I was thinking about this. And I said, how easy would it be? This encryption that you created, nobody else in the world's got it. How easy would it be for you to turn this over to something like, not to, but something like a McAfee, where you could be leasing this encryption out to companies that need this level of encryption for a monthly fee, and used SafeMoon as the fee. Yep. How would that go? I can tell you, there's a lot of companies, a lot of cell phones that would love to have that level of encryption at their fingertips, and they would pay. They would buy the SafeMoon. They would pay that. I mean, we're talking. They would, dude. They would flat do it in a second. They would do it flat out like a lizard drinking. I'm just saying, that would be, the burn on that would be so fast. Just saying. But anyway, that's what I got for now. Anyway, Joe, hey, I would love to get your feedback on this. Love your content. I love everybody's content. Safemoon Michael, love you. Keep it up, everybody. But stay safe. Sorry that the summer's coming to an end. And hey, if anybody wants to chat about these ideas or any others, hit me up. I'm always open for a good discussion, and I have some ideas, and I'm always open to discussing others. All right, peace out.